It's more than just thinking before you speak or having a set motive. It's carefully and mindfully making choices about what you choose to do, where you choose to be, and what you choose to give and take from the world. Knowing that everything that comes from your being will have an effect on the world, whether it's now, tomorrow, or in the distant future. It's the mindfulness of thoughts, words, and actions. Today, let's talk about why we should. Thoughts are the genesis of all things. You can't speak something that didn't go through your mind first, and you can't act a way that didn't flow through your thoughts. So, what kind of thoughts are you allowing yourself to have? Are you allowing yourself to get lost in daydreams and fantasies? And are they skewing the way you see the world or even people? Or have you ever had those fake made up arguments in your head that make you mad or more mad at a person than you actually are? Are your thoughts tearing you down or building you up to be a better person? Yes, certain negative and non-good thoughts will come into your head, and you can't really control that, but you can control which thoughts you allow to come into the house, make a bed, sleep over, and stay there. You can choose which thoughts you allow to be fed. So be intentional with what you're feeding, because your thoughts will most literally shape your reality.
You'll find evidence for it.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll give you a little test. Look around this room right now and notice everything you can see that's brown, okay? Everything you can find, it's a test. Look all around, both sides of you, anything you see that's brown. People at home, look at that in your own room. What you see is brown. Okay, close your eyes.
Okay.
Tell me everything you just saw that was red. Now, obviously, you saw a lot more brown, didn't you?
Yeah.
Why? Because you're looking for it. Open your eyes. Now look for red. Look for red anywhere you can find red. Any place you can find red.
Okay.
Okay? Did you find more red this time?
Mm-hmm.
How come?
Because I was looking for red.
That's right.
And just to sum up that video, once you accept a belief in your mind, you'll find things around you to support it. So think with intention. So let's say you're cutting hair, right? If you're cutting hair, you can cut hair off, but you can't put hair back. And if you make a bald spot, that bald spot is there till the hair grows back. And it will take time for the impact of that haircut to be diminished. And this is the same way that words work. Like, sure, you can redact things as your official opinion, or you can apologize for them, but once words flow from your mouth, it will have forever been said by you and will forever have impacted the environment around you, either in a good or bad way. And sometimes we don't really take the time to think about what we're about to say. We either speak out of emotion, or maybe we're just trying to be funny or whatever it is, but it's important that we're mindful and take into consideration the repercussions of what we're about to say, and make sure that every word we utter is said with intention behind it. Not just talking to be heard, but speaking with purpose. In other words, speaking with intention. The actions you take today will lead you to your tomorrow. So make sure you're leading yourself into what tomorrow you want to see. A tomorrow that is most beneficial for you long term. Even if the actions you're taking today might not be the most ideal for you, are they an investment for your future? Because the last thing you want to do is live with no vision for where you're going. At that point, you're just living with a lack of purpose. Just to go off on a small tangent, I feel like that's where some of us can find ourselves in depression. When you have no plan, no intention, no vision for your life, you feel like you're just a body and it drags you down almost. Start thinking of yourself as worthless. You lose all sense of worth for your life. So live with intention. Your life is worth more than just being an afterthought in your own mind. Next, are you being intentional in your self-limitations? I know we can all find ourselves kind of doom scrolling on Instagram or TikTok or whatever it is, just trying to find that one perfect piece of content to give us that dopamine rush. But know that the time we live on is borrowed, and you never know when it's gonna run out. So if you find yourself constantly wasting time, or at least not spending it wisely on things like Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, whatever it is, maybe it's smart for you to set limits and timers on those apps so that you can spend your time a little more intentionally, because you can't get this time back. So even when we do choose to take breaks, let's take breaks with intention, because intentional breaks are important as well. Even God himself took an intentional break after making the entire universe. So who do you think you are thinking that you can just work forever and ever? He set that example for us, showing us that rest is good and it should be taken. And I don't mean rest when you're totally burnt out, but taking intentional rest before that so you don't have to experience such unneeded exhaustion. And this may seem pretty overwhelming, because frankly, it is, but I'm not saying that to put anxiety onto you. 1 Peter 5:7. Cast your anxieties on him, because he cares for you. God does not want us to be anxious, but he does want us to be intentional. And being intentional may cause some anxiety, But that's only if you choose to carry that anxiety. Cast your cares on the Lord. That's more than just letting him know how you feel, which is important, yes, but it's literally taking your anxieties and letting them go, handing them over to him, and releasing them into his hands. Anxiety will come, yes. The same way you can't stop a bird from flying over a tree, you can't stop anxious thoughts from coming into your mind. But you can stop that bird from building a nest and becoming an accepted thought, because thoughts become words and words become actions. So be intentional with them.